Navi. But coming up now, we've got LGD versus Newbie, game number 2 in a best of 3. And, well, already, Newbie are out to a quick 1-0 lead. It's a best of 3. Loser will go home. I'm LDFB on the summit. I'm joined here by Winter remotely. And with that being said, draft's underway, so we will hop right into it and see what the teams are up to. It's a first overall pick, Shadow Shaman from LGD. Newbie replying quickly with a Centaur Enchantress. Enchantress, not a hero we've seen much recently. And Winter, she's kind of been ignored lately. No Winter, I guess. But yeah, this hero has really fallen out of popularity. It's something Banana ran to great effect at TI4, but it was more of a niche pick, I guess you would say. Didn't run it every game. And yeah, there we go. Now we've got the draft on camera, guys. But yeah, Centaur picked up by Newbie. Also, we've seen a lot of teams going for the Shaman Centaur duo, but won't be available to them. And now it's the interesting thing is what LGD go for next. They get some push here. If they see this Enchantress pick, they know that Newbie will be looking for a lot of early aggression. And well, keep their options open for now. We've seen Sylar's Morphling. We saw him try to play a Luna the other day. Didn't work out too well. And I look at this LGD team, and I saw them as very, very impressive at times. But we'll see if they can perform just as well as they did yesterday. Apparently, they just got run over in game number 1. Yao played Tinker, and it just did not work out. For now, they keep their options open. They get a Doom, which is an interesting pick considering that we've seen teams largely picking Centaur's way to counter the Doom pick, where so a teammate gets doomed, you just stampede on the Centaur, and your teammate gets away easily. Winter, are you here, buddy?
Yes. I think you muted yourself. Okay, or whatever. I just hear you. Okay.
Apparently I was not muted, so maybe you just weren't listening.
No, I was listening all the way.
Okay.
But I just hear you like a couple of seconds ago.
Well, either way, welcome, buddy. So
Welcome
this is interesting, Winter. You consider Centaur the Doom counter, but they picked the Doom after the Centaur.
Doom Centaur, so Centaur cannot counter Doom. Fair point.
Yeah, it's still Doom. Well, they'll get Invoker banned out now for LGD, which we have seen Moo play historically from time to time. Also, I believe Rabbit played it at times for the LGD when he was with them.
Usually when the Chinese team plays against each other, they try not to let the enemy have Enchantress. This was during WPC.
Yeah, I was bringing that up when the pick came out though, because like Enchantress has not been popular at all this tournament. We haven't seen one yet.
Yeah, they usually like to have Enchantress paired up with Invoker together because of the fact that you can use your Forge Spirits plus the Enchantress to push early, and it's easy for Enchantress to gank the Invoker's lane in middle. It's a lot of synergy, a lot of pushing power, a lot of ganking power. So it's really good together to control the early game tempo and take down towers.
Yeah, but it does fall off hard if you don't get those things done in the laning stage.
Not really though, Enchantress is a DPS. DPS. Later, Mass of Madness, Acceptor.
Yes, Winter, but that never happens. It's like 1 out of 20 Enchantress games.
It does happen. You have to have some faith, you know? You have faith here.
Yeah, I mean, it has happened, but it's extremely rare. It's like 1 out of 10, 1 out of 20 Enchantress games, I would say, where...
It's not that difficult to get both items. Provided the game doesn't end like prematurely, like 30 minutes game, then you won't see it. But usually after 30 minutes, it's quite possible for the Eng to get those 2 items.
Yeah, but at the same time, whether or not she's relevant with them is very situational. Oftentimes we just see Enchantress getting blown up at that stage of the game.
Well. Especially if there's everyone does like spell damage, not really physical. If it's like physical, you can still count on the untouchable.
Well, Newbie will get the TA, which used to be a more popular pick, especially on the Dire side. You've got a lot of Roche potential here.
They always try to do TA plus like someone that can, how do I put this? Okay, it's like a face rush lineup, Centaur and TA. They just come up to you with double edge and Mal Strike. They can instantly blow out one guy. That's like the power of this combination. It allows the team to always continuously chase with the traps and the stampede.
Yeah, good at getting pickoffs, good at taking down Roche early, but a bit single target heavy, and don't really have too much team fight here, whereas LGD, more of the team fight lineup thus far, and now they go for the Wisp. So we may see that Sylar Morphling next.
Oh, it's Mao, yeah, yes. I keep thinking LGD. How come LGD is picking this? Then I realize that's Mao, yeah.
He does love playing that hero.
Tony, maybe?
Hmm. Yeah, not bad against TA. With the Wisp Tiny, you can remove Refraction pretty quickly.
Yeah, Avalanche takes away all the refraction charges. Newbie's gonna go for the Lion plus Ench. Lion's good at blowing up the Wisp. That's a plus for dealing with the Wisp, so you can actually instantly take him out before he actually buffs the carry or whoever he's partnered with a lot in the team fights. And Lion is a very good setup for the Enchantress when they start to roam early.
Yeah, let's see where LGD want to go. We've seen them morph quite often for Sylar. He tried to play Luna yesterday. That didn't work out. And, I mean, you mentioned Tiny is definitely a possibility, but they pick up an Ember now. So, if they're going for a traditional Wisp partner, haven't gotten it yet.
Ember should be the solo mid hero. I think Ember can take away all the refraction charges on his own with the Flame Guard, so it does. I mean, it does okay against TA, but TA can also kill Ember in the lane if he's not cautious enough. If, let's say, TA just suddenly pops level 6 before the Ember, because Ember has very low armor, and TA's burst right click can actually take him down very easily in the lane.
Yeah, I think it mostly comes down to whether or not you hit your Searing Chains, which can be dodged by Meld when in that matchup.
True.
But if you don't Meld dodge it, she has no way to remove the shield, so... we often see TAs won't even level up Refraction when they're up against Ember, or they'll get it, but not as their main spell. They'll even take a few points to melt over it, so they can.
Yeah, they'll just max the melt first sometimes, but I still think you just take Refraction. The spell is so good. Refraction is just a very good spell in general early game.
Yeah, and you're not going to be in the lane forever is the other thing. So at some point, you will want to have it for the team fight.
I'm thinking who is the partner of the Wisp right now for them. They have very good team fight already with the Doom and the Ember. These two heroes excel at fighting early and even excel at fighting it late. Doom and Ember is just very well-rounded heroes, but who are they gonna partner with the Wisp? The Tiny seems like overkill right now if they want to go for the Tiny.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I mean, we saw for a while there was a little phase where all the Chinese teams loved running Ember and Void together, but I'm not sure we're going to see it this game.
I guess the Tiny could still work though, provided they can actually, because Tiny does okay at fighting early, and like you mentioned, he takes away the refraction and has a lot of burst damage to take down, especially Enchantress. Enchantress is very weak against Tiny, since you don't care about Untouchable, you just double nuke and she just dies.
Yeah, and also when you're up against Ember and a lot of magic damage from him, just in general, they've got plenty of ways to kill the Enchantress in the mid game. But Newbie will pick up a Weaver, and now running a dual core and Stampede. This is not an easy game to decide who to doom.
Yeah, the Weaver TA Centaur combination, it's very concrete and it's very hard to decide.
That was a little awkward. Oh, Sylar Ember Spirit.
Prophet. Why would they go for the Prophet? Prophet is very weak against like this sort of face rush burst lineup.
Yeah, and he's not getting away either. Not with Stampede. Your Lion's basically got a Blink Dagger before he actually picks it up. TA is going to be jumping on you. It's also interesting because they're running the Sylar on the Ember Spirit. Not something I've seen him play before.
I have never seen him play, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it's his first game, at least in a competitive match, but...
You can ask Brian.
Yeah, I'm sure he's already looking it up.
But the Prophet does provide them with the beefing units to tank up for the Shaman wards with the Treants, so that increases their pushing power. But I'm just not sure about this hero against the lineup that Newbie have, like Weaver, TA, and Centaur. Weaver has minus armor, TA minus armor. They can just burst the Prophet so easily. It's like the Prophet is food to anyone of Newbie's heroes. He's gonna TP in. Oh, he's gonna block the camps with the bots. Okay. This is the first time I see a Chinese team do this.
Yeah, it's like like you said, like the Ohio Prophet.
This is like the C thing. Like the C prophets always do this.
Yeah, he's waiting like as long as possible on his way out, just to ensure that get that few extra seconds.
He needs to get out now. He's gonna get spotted soon if he doesn't.
Yeah, I think did they just see him?
I think they did.
Well, now they definitely. Oh, now they saw him. They get off a body block here. Maybe can get in range for an impale, and Hao is doing it. Stop canceling the body block. Sangshang will find the impale, but can they actually bring him down?
No,
I don't think
they can't. There's no way. There's no way they can kill him.
No. But they do a lot of damage to him.
He can just go back to the base and heal his teleport.
Well, he used to tango anyway, just to make sure he lives.
Yeah, they're gonna be able to devote everything, but Enchantress, usually you would see them with some sentries, but they don't have sentries at all. Both of the supports. Yeah, they don't have sentries.
Yeah.
Any one of them saving gold? No, none of them actually save gold.
That's very unusual, actually. I guess it's been a while since the team has run Enchantress, so maybe just not expecting LGD to be so aggressive to punish it.
Yeah, you forget your old ways. Usually they save up 200 gold, just in case they need sentries.
But they could also just look towards going aggressive, which may be the plan here, so we'll see if Banana wants to rotate. For now, LGD defending the bottom rune, but it will spawn top, and it's an invis for Sangshang. And with that, we can run through the lineups real quickly. He'll be playing the Lion for Newbie here. Remember, Newbie leading this best of 3, 1-0. They already took game 1, though the score indicator doesn't reflect that. How on the Weaver? You've got Banana waiting in his jungle. He's about to be sorely disappointed. That puts him on to the Templar Assassin, and last but not least, Rabbit will be handling the Centaur. And meanwhile, mid for LGD, there will be a jump early on Sylar. And they can remove this Flame Guard, but in the meantime, it's doing quite a bit of damage. And they bring in more reinforcements from Rabbit. Sylar's going to walk right near him. Then the Wisp comes in and tries to turn this, and they're trying to bait him in a bit farther. Now they spring the trap with the Impale, the stun, and a few right-clicks. Sylar may fall to this aggression. Can they finish him? He's low, but not dead, and Rabbit's diving for it. He's overextended. It's First Blood the other way. He goes down to a creep, but First Blood will go to LGD.
Man, that poor man should save his life.
That was not expected.
That poor man should save his life.
I mean, you could see the idea there with Newbie for sure, which is let's have Centaur bait, then Sangshang will get off the stun, and we go from there. And they even saw Angel Eye dropping that ward top, so they might have expected there's not a ward that way, but
yeah,
over-aggressive.
But that was just saved by the poor Manchu. I mean, the poor Manchu did a lot of work. Usual situation with the Ember Spirit going normal style shield, he would have died there, most likely.
Yeah, but and this build does delay your bottle a bit in general, but with the First Blood going his way, Sylar will have one very quickly.
He already saved his life. I think he's quite happy with that.
Yeah, that's the reason why we don't normally see it, though. But in this case, Banana tried to make his way into the Radiant jungle, but there's pursuit inbound. Angel Eye's here. And Newbie, give up a First Blood, give up a secondary kill. They've got their entire jungle blocked. The Enchantress is getting nothing. And they're already in an uncomfortable position. Well, Faith will shackle up Rabbit. He takes a lot of damage bottom lane with the Boots first build. The creeps actually hurt quite a bit. No Stout Shield yet, though he is going to buy it from the side shop now.
This game looks like this Enchantress is going to have a really tough time for not saving up the 200 gold for sentries. He's just going to resort to pulling, I guess. There's no way he can go, and he can't even go to the enemy jungle in this situation. That he just has to wait for the sentries to just expire in. It's going to expire soon, so it's going to be the next 3 minutes. Then he can actually start farming the jungle. But probably you try to smoke now or something. Try to get something done before the creep spawns.
Yeah, but he's smoking without a creep. It's a pretty underwhelming gank.
Right click. Plus the Centaur. If they catch any of the supports, I think they can get a kill for sure.
Well, Faith does have his boots already, though, so they're going to have to get in range of him.
Lion
I guess they've got the enchant slow.
Lion has boots, so I think it's fine.
Yeah, that's true. But Faith's in a good position here to potentially get away from this one.
They need to get this kill. This is so badly needed by them.
Well, they're looking. Oh, I don't know about Yao. And actually, he reveals the smoke. Now he can retreat out. Sangsheng goes into the trees. He doesn't go the right direction for this. And in the end, they won't find anything. But I guess Banana gets creeps now, so that's something. His first creep of the game, 3.5 minutes in.
At least they rotated into a better position. I guess that's like the good thing about this. And Weaver is like, the benefit of having Weaver is like, he doesn't need to be babysitted. He's like he's a very independent, safe lane hero. You don't need to protect him, and you can be much more aggressive with your rotations with your supports. So they're gonna pressure here a lot. The Wiz is level 3. Shaman is actually level 4 and almost level 5. The Doom is level 3, so they are vastly much higher level than the newbie heroes.
Bottom rune, Banana's in trouble. Has the heal, he'll eat his way out of the trees, popping the heal as he retreats.
That Sprout actually helped.
Yeah, he had the tango ready, and while they still find him with Sylar's Sleight of Fist, well executed, but can he finish burning him down? Didn't even try for the pursuit, just retreats. But
Yeah.
Faith wants to go in. He can't get in range.
I think if he didn't actually drop that Sprout and Sylar just shackles him, they probably get the kill. The Sprout actually helped the Enchanters more than he actually helped the Ember close in.
Yeah, if he was like a split second slower to eat the tree, then maybe the Sprout would have helped, but he was completely ready for that one, and a nice reaction there overall.
Yeah, and top lane, How is going to get a lot of space since the Prophet rotated out of the lane yet again. I'm curious to see whether he builds into a much more farming orientated build, like since he has a good start and his team sort of needs him to be very farmed. I'm not sure if he goes for the Midas after the threats or he just goes for his items so that he can actually fight early bottom lane.
Oh, they missed the clap though on Sangcheng, but they're still chasing this and might get the kill regardless as he gets burned down by the Doom, who backs off right as he's about to finish him. He thought he had the kill. Well, he didn't get in the end. Now the Weaver of Hal joins the fray, and Rabbit will be the trade, but oh god, Dota just crashed again.
They're still continuing pursuit with Hao on the Doom. The Doom's barely gonna survive that. Hao uses the time lapse, continue chasing Yao. Yao is just gonna survive. I don't think Hao can actually die for this kill. He still has around 200 HP, and with Tranquil Boots armor, and I think he gets the kill. He's gonna waste his time coming to the bottom lane. Oh, he has no mana for Shukuchi. He needs to trade swap for this Shukuchi. Still wants to get the kill. Oh dear, Hao is gonna pay for his life. I think he has no mana at all. Gonna get chased down. Yeah, he's dead. And that's some over aggressiveness from Hao.
Yeah, I'm just seeing the fight that we just watched again bottom lane, but well, we're watching the Chinese stream, I believe, for now.
Dota is just so weird today after the patch. I crashed a couple of times as well.
I don't know if anyone's crashed as much as me, man. I've crashed like 10, 12 times already today. All right, well, we're back into it at least, so knock on wood that it stays that way for a while.
Blame the bomber man. It's all his fault.
Yeah, it's always Techie's fault. The funny part is in 2 months winter, nobody will care about Techies. But right now, he's on everyone's mind.
Yeah, wait till they buff something. Maybe when you suicide, you actually respawn instantly.
that might change things a bit.
Or suicide becomes pure damage. I don't know.
That would be pretty good.
Yeah. But for now, in this situation, I think LGD would be quite happy to actually kill the Weaver after he rotated down to bottom. And Banana is going to be very far behind as well this game. It's all looking good for LGD. The Doom is jungling and they're doing what C9 did the other day. They were giving a lot of farm and space to the supports, especially a support like Shaman. Faith is level 6 so early on in this game with Arcane Boots. Almost level 7 at 7 minutes. It's very, very good experience and goal for the support Shaman. And top lane, they're going to try to go around in July with the Lion here.
He's already got the phase boots, but they find the Impale. Then they stampede into him. That prevents in July from making a quick escape while Hao drives him back into the tree line. He'll try to sprout and TP out here 1 second until he can do it, but I don't think it'll matter. Meanwhile, mid, Moose will gone down to a counter gank, or not a counter gank, a separate gank, I should say, as LGD jump in on the TA, get the kill, and it's a 1-for-1 in the end, but they do get the TA. That's a pretty important kill. Man, that's a really strong nuke, that Aether Shock.
Yeah, he's level 7.
Yeah. You know, it's because they've had the Doom off in the jungle with the Wisp, so he's just had the lane to himself for most of the game.
It's like they are giving more farm to the supports, just like how C9 did. But it's a little bit different how C9 did it. It was like the Prophet and a support off dual offlaning, and the Prophet gets like 2 levels and 3 levels, starts jungling and leaves the lane to the support. But this way LGD is like using the Doom as a jungling. It's something similar to that, but in a different way, where Doom can still be helpful with the levels and starts to gank now with his ultimate.
And Sylar's got a haste. This is a very scary rune. Looking at his skill build, Winter, this is pretty unusual nowadays. You generally just see a Flame Guard max by level 7, 2 points in Searing Chains, no points in Sleight of Fist. He's gone for 2. That's
2-3-2.
That's a very unusual build. But hey, it seems
kill.
to be working. They get the Doom. No, denied by Moo. Great play from him. Bit easier with that high damage from refraction, but
yeah, just look at Moo's skill build. So this is just directly for the Ember Spirit, because he's gonna take away all his refraction charges easily. You need more melt so that you can actually burst the Ember down. Ember has really low armor, like I mentioned before. As an agility hero.
Man, this is scary. When Sylar's running right towards you with the haste rune, just prep to pounce, but They're not going to go in on that. Instead, top lane, our Nature's Prophet looking to TP there in July. Wants to get that lane moving the other way, and LGD enjoying a comfortable lead as we hit the 9-minute mark, up by about 3,000 gold in terms of experience. It's pretty much even, but the mid game is going to belong to them, at least until the Centaur gets his Blink Dagger, and Rabbit's still about 1,000 gold short.
I think they can actually try to go for Rosh right now. After they push this wave, Mu has 3 Mal Strike, and Chargers just needs to get like 2 creeps and just come and do Rosh with the TA. They are very far behind. They need to get something done so that they at least can catch up a little bit. Weaver doesn't have Midas. He's just building into items. Aquila traits, not very rich. Everyone is just doing fine. No one is doing particularly super good. Centaur is halfway to his Blink Dagger.
This is a big commitment from Hal, but he's just going to time-lapse out. Wanted to dive on the Wisp, but Sylar was instantly ready with the chains.
I mean, with this build, he can actually be very helpful to his team. Stampede bottom lane. Yao's gonna get stunned up. He's gonna go down, maybe.
He's got Doom in 5 seconds. Might be able to turn
this.
Faith comes in. The Wisp is gonna arrive as well. Everybody's joining LGD to defend Yao in the bottom lane. And he will end up living. They get 2. They don't lose anyone. And they've got wards.
He waited so long for that stomp, and he missed it.
Yeah, that's costly. And they're not giving anything up either, because Sylar's defending the top lane. Mu is pushing in mid, but well, with this DD, he might actually be able to do some good damage to the tower. I think LGD can go for a tier 2 if they want. They've got the treants as well.
They have the pushing power for sure, and Shaman has wards. They can
now mid,
just
relocate onto Mu. They've got Doom available, and they will get it off on him. Then he's caught by the chains. Sylar on point with his Ember Spirit here today. He's looking really good. And this is one of those heroes that, well, Faith is actually protecting the relocate position as Hal was maybe thinking about a jump in, but yeah, this is not one of those heroes that you can just like play 1 or 2 games and play it really well, but Sylar's hit every single chains. He's doing quite well. I still think his skill build's weird though.
He's gonna max the sleight and have 2 points each on his skill. Yeah, it's really weird that he still got this build, but it gives him much more, you know, chasing power if he wants to. If you go for the usual chains and the spell shield, the flame guard, then you don't have as good chasing power because the cooldown on the slide is very long at low levels.
Yeah, it's much more damage if you don't have your shield removed. But
are they gonna go in? Okay, they can't.
No, they didn't expect. I guess they were hoping for reinforcements from in July, but he's off farming the Ancients and won't be joining them for that. They did go back for a Midas on Yao as well, so we look at LGD up 9-2 and 5k gold, but it's not as though they lack for late game opportunities. They've got Ember Spirit, the Wisp who can buff him up and just help keep him alive for longer in these fights. Doom with the Midas. The Prophet isn't going for much of a late game build. We've seen this from in July, I think twice already, where he just rushes the mech after the phase boots and doesn't go for the multiple null talismans, isn't going for the blade mail, but still can offer his team a lot of regeneration, and this will, especially at the Wisp, help keep everyone alive in the fights.
Yeah, it's gonna be quite a quick mech. He's gonna have it now in 30 minutes, and Newbie is nowhere near the mech. The Centaur will probably be the one that builds the mech, you know, but he's gonna get his blink first, so his mech will come very, very long, in a very, very long time. This would definitely give LGD a much needed advantage in taking down all these towers. I don't think Newbie can even defend any of their towers now. They cannot take a fight. They're gonna try and do Roshan now with the Centaur and the TA.
Yeah, it's a kind of a slow go here. With no Enchantress there, it's starting to take a bit of damage, but fresh refraction for Mu will come out, so he can take a few pot shots. And they use the wards on the tier 1. Had they known that this Rosh was going, maybe they would have tried to take 2. But they don't, and now they spread through the enemy woods. LGD will smoke, and they're headed that way, but I think it might be too late. Hal's joining Mu and trying to help this one out. Banana's now joining the pit as well. It's going to be close. They have Sylar ready to go. He's got the level 4 Slate of Fist. The Rosh about to fall. Do they jump in for it? Sylar charging forward, but not actually finding anyone to lock down. Yao got the first kill in the bottom lane. He just picked off the Lion, and now 2 heroes get shredded by Sylar. Looking for more, and Newbie's going to engage. They've got the Aegis up on Mu for the time being. Can they hold him in position and keep MY alive? Yes, they can. The Wisp of How will fall, and then Mu next. If he drops once, probably going down twice. Maybe not. They don't have the Flame Guard up to burn down his refraction. So Newbie do get their 2 Blink Daggers.
Still a huge win for them. They took away the Aegis and they killed the Weaver yet again.
Yeah, they did lose Lion, which I mentioned, but he actually died just bottom lane while that was going on.
Yeah, he got doomed. So cute, I think.
Well, LGD, sure they gave away the Aegis and the Roche, but they immediately got rid of it. And I still think this is looking quite good for them overall, Winter.
Yeah, this is definitely looking really, really good. Newbie has no way of answering the 5-man death ball now from LGD. They are far too behind. I mean, if they try to fight, I think they're gonna just get shredded. They're too much behind. They don't have a mech, and the mech on LGD would be very, very crucial in winning them this fight here. If they try to
Smoke
do
gets
something.
revealed, and in comes the centaur, gets off the 2-hero stomp, then they finger MMY, he instantly dies, can't even do a thing, but Ember tries to turn this. He's hasted for the time being, running to and fro in the fight, trying to focus on Banana with Yell. They'll finish off the Enchantress, turning their attention now to Rabbit. They bring him down as well, and How tries to stand and deliver, but Faith lives, needs the Sakuchi back through him again. Will get that kill, but maybe goes down for his trouble. Sleight of Fist, series trades again, Sylar delivers. Gets 3 in the end for his team, the tier 2 falling. With no wards, they can't go high ground, but they are really punishing Newbie in these fights. And that was a good initiation from Newbie too.
We were dice again. I mean, they were just too far behind. The mech proved to be the deciding factor. It was so difficult for them to even. He almost got the shaman from the start, but the mech actually made it so that the centaur needed to longer time to kill the shaman, and they couldn't even get him, and it required the weaver to chase for such a long time, and even cost him his own life to do that.
Yeah, and it's just not in Hao's nature to not to fight. It's probably the most aggressive carry in China. He, even if his team is in a deficit, he still wants to take the engagements, and unfortunately he just doesn't have the items that he's accustomed to having in these situations, so just keeps on getting punished and picked off.
I remember Joe saying something in an interview, when you're behind, if you try to farm, you will always be behind. You need to try and take a fight at a good timing when you just bought something, and just try to recover the deficit from winning a fight as a carry. You can't out-farm the enemy carry on most of the situations when you are behind by too much. So I guess that's like sometimes they think that they need to help the team win the fight so that they can actually recover some of the goal deficit, instead of just trying to keep farming where they can't even chase right now because they don't even have a Midas on anyone, and Doom has a Midas.
Yeah, How is, well, right now he's not trying to fight, he's trying to stall. Cuts off the creep wave top lane, and Yao blinks it, almost doomed him. That was not expected, but How quick on the Sakuchi. And July is still hiding bottom lane. He does have a teleport, but not for a second. He self-sprouts, and Rabbit unable to get in range for that. They do connect on an Impale, but that Sprout just didn't blink on top of him, and then the Sprout came out to keep him alive. That was a close call.
Oh, they actually don't know he's still there.
Oh, he's not anymore, as we're going to see him TP in towards the top side of the map.
Weaver's still trying to kill the courier.
Yeah, he's trying to do any sort of, you know, backline damage he can. Cutting the waves, killing the courier. It's pretty much guerrilla warfare for How at this point. Doesn't want to take a head-on fight, that's for sure.
They have wards in 50 seconds. Maybe they just move towards the middle now. They're gonna be able to take this. I don't think they need wards for this tier 2 even. They can just push the lane and just take the tier 2 and just use the wards for the high ground. They're just too far ahead right now. I mean, the Newbie has to try and stall for at least the Weaver and Tia to get a little bit more items. Then maybe they can burst someone down at the fight with a Stampede. And just run in and try, hope for the best. You kill someone before the push comes.
Yao was really looking for a jump here on the top lane, and they do have a relocate plus a Prophet teleport, so anywhere that he goes or the Shaman goes, there's potential. Well, actually, any of those heroes except the Wisp or Prophet, there's potentially 4 heroes joining them in total. So they won't find the opening though, thanks to a good Dire Observer Ward, helping to protect their jungle for now. But the threat is always there from LGD.
Oh, top lane, he got doomed.
As soon as I say it. Well, how did he get off Sakuchi, though? I think he's going to live. Maybe not with the Sleight of Fist. Drum's now thrown out, and remnanting forward is Sylar. That's a long way to dive. He will get the kill. Then the Lion comes in. Sangshung's ready to counter-initiate, and with Rabbit support, they'll end up getting 2. Then they look for Injuly. They might be able to turn this, but Sylar wants to jump in and finish off their entire squad. Slight cooling down. Doesn't have that Battle Fury yet. Another Slight, not enough damage. He needs the Searing Chains to come off cooldown, but they're not available. Then stun, double edge ready, but they don't want to use it yet. The ward's almost bringing down Rabbit. Will finish the job. The wards could keep Sylar alive here. He gets, no, he can't survive. Too much damage from Moo. It's a wipe.
Wow, they actually had such a good trade there, even though after losing losing one at the start, but the Storm by the Centaur there saved the day, and the two heroes that relocated in the Wisp got blown up. Furen didn't really do too much and he died as well. Oh, that was such a good fight by Newbie. They had the vision and everything. It was just a really good setup. They chased too far for the Weaver. The Stampede just made LGD committed so far ahead into Newbie's territory.
Yeah, amazingly they still caught him anyway, the Weaver, but at that point it was just too far to dive.
They chased too far, yeah, that's the problem. They had to chase very far to get that kill.
It almost went differently, but yeah, in the end, great execution now. The concern is that Yao is getting close to his BKB, at which point, like, he can just jump in and not have to worry about getting counter-initiated upon. Not to mention, you do have the Blink on Faith now. LGD still with lots of long-range jump, but once Newbie pick up their next core items, they've got the Moo BKB. That's a big one, so has to be doomed in these upcoming fights pretty much. Or Blake Hexed and chain stun down, but difficult to deal with the TA otherwise. And this is that stage of the game where if TA gets on top of one of your heroes, nobody can live against the meld damage.
Maybe it's time for Frost Armor though. Because if you look at newbie heroes, those two right-clickers just do the most damage right now. The Lion and the Centaur provide the spell damage, but when you have BKB plus Frost Armor, I think you are going to be tanking a lot of their damage. You don't die so easily as Doom. Doom has naturally very little armor. It's very weak against this top lineup.
Faith is hunting top, but he's not traveling alone. He's actually got 3 friends ready to join him if need be. And does he find anyone with this Invisor? No, it just wore off, and now immediately spotted out by a very convenient Dire Observer Ward. That will keep him alive.
Rabbit is going to finish up the mech for his team. He's going to have it soon. But they're going to have to wait for the next Roshan. This Roshan is going to spawn at, what, 3 more minutes? What is the glowing light? I see a glowing light.
This means it could be anywhere from 1 to 3 minutes.
Okay.
Or sorry, 0 to 3 minutes.
0 to 3, yeah.
So this is 2 of the 3 marks, so it's 2 minutes.
23. Not a very quick rush. It's gonna be quite a long time before they have it for the TA. They will really want to get it for the TA before the next push comes to the high ground.
Yeah, if they can get that and then get the Desolator for Moo, then you get to the point where, yeah, you can doom the TA, but then she comes back for her second life with the BKB and can just shred your team. So it's important for LGD to at least contest this Roshan and get something in exchange if they let Newbie take it. And ideally, don't let them take it at all. It's not really, the Weaver's not too much of a threat though.
They need to remove this tower though, LD, before, so that they can actually contest the Roshan easier, the middle tier 2.
And they've got the same ideas as you, Winter. They're headed there now with the level 2 wards up on Faith. This tower is going to be hard to defend once the wards go down. And he's thinking about jumping in, but maybe they don't even need the wards to get this. We see Newbie just reluctant to leave. They do have a trap in the Roche pit, so they know they're not giving up a Roshan right now. And LGD will take a free tower and then back off.
They're just gonna send the Ember. The Ember can still go back to middle. He has a Remnant there. If they want to fight around that area, Prophet can come anytime. And the Wiz is actually going to just follow around the Ember. I don't really feel like the Wiz and Ember relocating in is as scary as something like a Tony or a Sven even.
And he's also just squishy against TA because and Weaver. I mean, you mentioned his low armor in the laning stage, and it is a bit better now, but it's still only 6 armor. Against TA, you're sitting at 0.
If Weaver latches the box on you plus the Mail Strike, all your armor is basically gone as Ember.
Yeah, he'll already be at -2 from a single meld. That's before Desolator, and that's before the Swarm.
I'm feeling Ghost Scepter is actually a good item on the Ember this game, so that he can just keep himself safe from the Weaver and the TA, and just continue slighting and doing his spell damage or slight and the chains combination while he doesn't have to worry about getting burst down by those 2 heroes.
And that's where Newbie are going to be glad they have some magic damage. They have Finger of Death on the Lion. They have plenty of nuke damage from Rabbit, so as long as those 2 can get the Ember, then the Ghost Scepter alone may not be enough, but it certainly will help against the TA. And LGD will end up taking the Roshan. This is spotted, but Newbie just do not feel confident about an engagement. So they give Sylar an Aegis. And he gets a lot scarier with this.
Yeah, he has 3k gold. I think he just wants, since he hasn't gotten anything, it's probably just gonna be the straight Daedalus. I don't think he gets a BKB. BKB is not so useful.
Oh god. Moo's been caught up bottom lane. The Stampede's not gonna save him. It was attempted, but the Doom Shackles Hex, just too much lockdown and burst to kill him.
At this point, they're just gonna wait for the next wards before they push, but... Oh, middle lane.
Oh, Sang called out. Now Remnant to the pawn. And Sylar will find that kill. Now they relocate in some more reinforcements. They don't have the wards, though, so they won't be able to easily take the tower, but they can still pressure it quite a bit. And this will force out a glyph. Shaman jumping forward, looking for Rabbit, does get the Hex off, but can't follow that up too much. Then Rabbit turns it around. He comes in with the double edge, the Stompa 2 once again, but Sylar stands his ground against this, and even looks to go forward. They lose the Shaman, the Weaver and TA. Sylar's diving deep as hell for this. He's got a little backup from Yao, but no Doom for the time being, so Yao is forced to run away, but might end up going down. Meanwhile, Sylar, oh, he's pulled his team into a terrible position as the Wisp tries to keep him in fighting shape. Popping the Urn Charge, healing him for a time, but Moo leaps forward again. Not enough with the Melt Shot. The Wisp really helping to limit the damage through the Overcharge, but I think MMY is going to have to just leave him. Sylar, maybe. One more Sleight of Fist. Nope, now he's still being pursued by Hal. And the Trap's here to slow him down. He's going to zip away, though, to the north. And then heads to the right. He doesn't have a TP scroll, though, so he's going to have to keep on moving. He's got a Remnant in about 5 seconds' time. And they even pop a Stampede just to keep in pursuit. The Trap's going to show him out again. He can go towards the pit. The Remnant's traveling there. He could just make it down the low ground after this Aegis, but not if they chain stun him perfectly.
He needs to time the stomp.
Oh, the stomp's there. He doesn't have a chance. Sylar goes down. Perfect execution from Newbie. And a very over-aggressive maneuver from Sylar cost him, the Doom, and the rest of his team their lives.
That was really unusual for Sylar. If that's how I kind of expected it, but it's Sylar. Sylar's usually really conservative in his playstyle.
If that's like a Morphling with this level of farm, I think he could get away with it, but Ember's a little more finesse than a hero like Morphling.
He just needs a TP score, right?
So that's true. Yeah, that's the downside of having the Aegis. It actually cost him his life. That's how ironic is that? You have an extra life, but it costs you your...
the poor man's shield,
yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, they probably should have done that, or even given like the bottle to a teammate or something.
This is really damaging for them. The last fight, I think they lost quite a lot from that. Lost the Aegis, they lost the Doom. I think they lost all of their cores except the Prophet. I'm not sure if Prophet went down. Like, he's going for much more of a speed pushing. He has mech. His item is really like... He has mech, he has Blade Mail, he has Maelstrom, and what?
He's like all over the place. He's like, a little bit of team fight, a little bit of split push, a little bit of tank. And now he's going Necrobook.
This is the true meaning of utility, Prophet.
Yes, this is every possible application of utility. Support, carry, tank, he's got it all.
Split push.
Yeah, and split push. He fits 4 roles at least.
Team fight with Mecha.
And LGD try to push in. They go for another Sleight of Fist with Sylar. Just chip damage. But this is a scary time to be pushing in. Moo's bottled up a double damager, and he's also got the BKB ready. They gotta doom him. If they don't doom him and he gets the jump, it's just gonna be assassination time, and Faith is the first target down. Then Hal leaps into the fray. Rabbit being focused down for the time being, and Doom still available. Your TA not wanting to jump, so they just lose the Centaur. Then they Sleight of Fist. Searing chains 2 heroes, Hal and Moo, still biding their time and waiting. And Angeli's the one to overextend here. The Prophet falls. They already lost the Shaman in that initial jump. So now a 2-for-1, and the trap means that they might look for more. That was without the double damager or the BKB from the TA even being used. Like, LGD are just forcing it too much.
I think it was already fine from the start when the Shaman traded for a Centaur. Then the Prophet went in and become a bad trade after that.
Sylar's being pursued, and Sangsheng on the hunt. Sylar now gets off the chains, but he can't really kill Hao. He can just force him back. And now they're looking at a tier 1 mid. I can't believe it's still up, but they've been able to hold this until now. But that might change. Oh, double damage on Moo. That's going to purge off his double... Or, the Doom on Moo is going to purge off his double damager. Now the chase begins, and he's got nothing to keep him safe if they get off a stun. Sylar looking for it. He will get the Sleight of Fist, but not the Searing Chains. Then comes back in with the Remnant, and will tick him down with the damage over time on the other side of the play. Faith tries to fight, but just gets assassinated. And Hal stands. Time lapse is out. Now needs to retreat to the south. LGD in hot pursuit. They've got Searing Chain soon. Just actually ready now, but they've got to find how. Who's coming back in? Rabbit arrives and delivers a beautiful stomp, but it's the follow-up there. Can't really find it, and they end up losing 4. Now it's Banana's turn to go down. It's going to be a team wipe the other way. Banana caught up by chains, and slowly, very slowly, but surely, they will get the kill. Oh
that
boy.
storm looked really good on 3 heroes, but they didn't have enough damage to kill.
This is where, like, if the TA doesn't get doomed in that fight, if she's not in a position where they can jump her, I think they win fights like that. But losing the TA, it's the vast majority of their sustained damage. It's just a Lincoln Sphere on your Weaver. Doesn't really do much.
It's hard to control it though. Doom just needs to just doom you. So he's the highest net worth on the enemy team. Just doom the highest net worth on the enemy team. That's always very difficult to deal with, and you're just out of the fight.
Yeah, really sucks. Really sucks to be played against them. And if they had a farmed Weaver, I think it would be different.
I mean, we were talking about having 3 cores that you need to doom each of them, but now he doesn't even need to doom the Weaver, because the Weaver barely does too much damage. He just needs to doom the TA, because the TA is the most farm hero on their side.
And on the back of that fight, Sylar's got Daedalus. He's picked up the Chrysalis, he's got the money to complete the next item, and they even have a little bit in the bank afterwards. By the way, in July has decided to go back for Mjolnir, so does not build towards the Necro book with that early belt of Giant Strength, but just sits on it for the stats for now. And this is going to be really nice to throw on the Doom in the upcoming team fights.
Yeah, definitely. With all the Weaver having double procs, the Gemini attack, your static buff.
Double the chance for that lightning proc the other way.
Yeah, you just need to have luck on your side. You can keep procking.
No, he's Doom, man. He doesn't need luck. He just needs to press the button. The delete the hero button.
Delete the hero button, and you're out of the fight instantly. But for now, I think that they still have the same plan. They need to jump in with the center and just hopefully take out someone immediately and just try to fight from there. The Weaver has nothing else, right? Yeah, just the Lincolns, and he's very far away from his Desolator.
He's just too poor. I mean, it just goes back to those earlier fights where Hal he tried to help the team and just died a few too many times. He's just struggled to find his farm system.
It wasn't even him helping the team. That was like he was just overextending. The fight was lost, but he just tried to get kills.
Yeah, I feel like Hal and Havost remind me a lot of each other. They just always want to fight, you know. And sometimes it's the right thing to do, sometimes it's not. But you can always count on them to be aggressive.
Yeah, aggression has a much greater reward nowadays, to be honest.
It worked, man. He won TI, you know? Overall, it was very effective, but once in a while you do have a game like this.
Once in a while. Just need to control the aggression once in a while.
Now the push comes through bottom. And they have the wards ready to go. Faith's in position with the rest of the team. Hal will go for the trade, though. He'll take the tier 1 mid, but LGD have their eyes set on a bigger objective. That's going to be their second lane of Rax. And Yao is ready to jump in. Faith will get the wards out quickly. They throw the Mjolnir buff onto Yao. The static charge is now up. And they've got a difficult choice ahead of them. Do they actually try to fight LGD here? They are cleaning up the wards, slowly but surely. Another slight through, cleaning up the creeps. Still not committing.
Centaur just took 600 damage from that 2 slides.
Now, Hasted Sylar is in pursuit once again. They'll head back towards mid, but they have the rest of the team waiting bottom. No, now they retreat. They see the Rosh up, and it looks like LGD want to claim this again. With a fresh Aegis on Sylar, they can really force the issue top or bottom.
Yeah, they just need to wait for the next cooldown of the wards yet again, and Prophet will just make sure that all the lanes are pushed, so that it's very difficult for Newbie to deal with all the push at once, and they're going to just get Roshan when the wards are off cooldown again. It's just very systematic now. No risks, nothing funny.
No funny business.
Yeah, it's Chinese team, man. What do you expect?
Oh no, there's been some funny business this game.
What was the funny business this game?
I don't know. It's a lot of action. There wasn't like one moment.
The only funny business was the Prophet taking TP at level 1 and doing C-style warding.
Well, that was just a smart play, man.
That was the funny business.
LGD do work on the Rosh now. Their whole team clustered up, but So back up for some D-warding, and at long last they get an item on the Weaver on the side of Newbie. This is Desolator. Could be a big item in this fight.
Double damage again, TA.
And now they jump in. Rabbit looking for Sylar in the pit. The Shivas gets thrown up by the Doom, and Sangsheng is the one being focused down. The relocate is going to bring them onto the other side of the fight, where Mu is, well, trying to fight this one out, but still doomed and isolated. Can't really get much going, while Sylar just cleaves through him. Keeps on slashing him with that big bad sword. And now Sylar will clean them up. 4 heroes fall in the end, and everybody forced to retreat. Banana brought down. A triple kill for Sylar. And with that samurai sword, he'll finish the Roshan and look to put this to a game 3.
Who says he plays Ember 3 games only? He doesn't look like he played only 3 games with Ember. He didn't even miss his combos even once.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen him miss a single change this game.
No, he didn't. It was a very good Ember game. Apart from not having TPs, that's all.
I'd still love to just talk to him about the skill build and see what his reasoning is, because you don't see anyone else doing that build nowadays. I don't think I've seen it since the patch.
I mean, it gives you, like I mentioned, the advantage of that build is it gives you a lot of chasing power and initiating power for your team. And as he's playing it as a position 1 though, so you want to have your slide. You want to be sliding as much as possible to dealing damage. Maybe that's the main reasoning.
Well, the Shivas is thrown out as a warning sign as LGD takes the Rax bottom lane. That's their second of the game. Sylar is the one being focused right now by Newbie, but he's kept alive by his Wisp. Momoya is in position to help keep him safe. And now Sylar finds another kill. It's a monster kill streak for him. Slowly working on the Enchantress. GG. He ends it with a godlike streak. And LGD come back and force a deciding game 3. Well done by them.
This game was very well played from the start. The way they distributed more farm, I think the key thing was they gave the Shaman a very good start. I remember 7 minutes he was arcane boots, like 800, 700 gold, halfway through his blink. With his arcane boots, he's so farm on the support Shaman at 7 minutes.
Yeah, that was just down to their farm distribution, like you said.
Yeah, and at that point the Anch was like level 3, level 4 because of the terrible start he had, all the cans being blocked. And you were talking about what the heck, the Shaman just went top at level 7, shocked the Enchantress one time and he was like half HP already.
Yeah, it was a really nice Ember Spirit performance, great lane rotations early on. Overall, very solid game plan and execution with the Prophet Wisp. It felt a little unusual seeing like no traditional Wisp partner, but they just knew how to use the Wisp to create pressure around the map, and well, good movement overall by Team LGD. Nets them a game 3. Who's going to move on? We'll find out after these brief messages, guys. You're watching Beyond the Summit. Stay tuned.